Ladies and gentlemen, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen. And I am super excited about today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you're coming on, please do me a quick favor. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit that share button and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know your boy Ramonepreston and the Ramonepreston Show, we are live. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're a few minutes before 4 p.m. If you're coming on, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag somebody and let them know that we are live today. We are live. Today is Saturday, January the 14th, 2023. 2023. January. And I am here all by myself at the headquarters of Ramonepreston Enterprises in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. It's a few minutes before 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so please hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag somebody. Let them know that we're live. We're scheduled to go live at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and we've been doing this for the past couple weeks for our 90-day $1,000 challenge. So if you're not familiar with it, I'll share a little bit about it with you in a moment. But let's make sure that we're getting everybody on. So if you're coming on, put in the comments what city you're watching me from today. I would love to know where you're watching me from. I'm going to do my best while I'm giving you some information today to respond back. So if you have any questions, you could put the questions in the chat, in the comments, and all the platforms that we on merge all here for me in front of my computer screen, so I'll be able to respond back to you. But please let me know what city you're watching me from today. Pikeville, North Carolina. Good afternoon. So great to have you on. Again, put in the comments what city you're watching me from today. We have about another minute before we get started. Really appreciate all of you for coming on today. We're going to have a great discussion. Hopefully we have a little conversation because you're going to give me some feedback as well. So I would love to hear from you today. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know your boy Ramonepreston is live on this beautiful Saturday. So ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ramonepreston. I am the CEO of Ramonepreston Enterprises, a company that is designed to help provide coaching, consulting, and training to individuals, to entrepreneurs, to ministers, to anyone who wants to properly start, structure, and scale their businesses, their ministries, their income streams, and even their wealth building dreams. And so 2 weeks ago, we launched a 90-day $1,000 challenge. Okay, we launched 2 weeks ago, a 90-day $1,000 challenge. And we had several people, I don't even know how many people we had to actually sign up for the 90-day challenge. But we launched the 90-day challenge, and the 90-day challenge was really an opportunity for you and I to build a money muscle, and for me to give you a specific window of time to learn some of the fundamentals of financial literacy. Okay, and so hopefully, I see you, daughter. Good afternoon, girl. So hopefully, for those of you that did sign up, you have already started the process of educating yourself and implementing the strategies that I've been sharing with you. If for some reason you haven't signed up for our 90-day $1,000 challenge, I want you to go to Ramonepreston.com/90. Ramonepreston.com/90. Okay, you could go to Ramonepreston.com/90 and you can register for free. It's a 90-day challenge. It's absolutely free. And when you go to Ramonepreston.com/90, it's going to direct you to our university training platform. And on that platform, you're going to find an entire course that we have built specifically for this 90-day challenge. There are video lessons and modules explaining what the 90-day challenge is. There are video lessons and modules instructing you on what you need to do and things that you need to focus on during this 90-day challenge. And I also included my 5-step millionaire guide, the same guide that I have used to get to where I am in my life, and the same guide that I share with my students and my clients. It's a 5-step millionaire guide. And just that one course alone, if you go through the video modules and internalize the information that I'm sharing with you on those lessons, it will help you be positioned to start that process of becoming financially free. And hopefully within the first 90 days, you will have already been able to save at least $1,000. Okay, so this is really week 2 of our 90-day challenge. 90 days is 12 weeks. So we started 2 weeks ago. We've got 10 more weeks left. And I'm already hearing testimonies, by the way. So just in case, you know, it looks like nobody's participating and you ain't seeing nothing happening, I've got people that are already telling me. I had a couple people just this past week. One person told me they had $500 already set aside. Someone else told me that they and their son was starting to set money aside. So I'm hearing all kind of stories from people, and I'm hearing stories from people when I go to church. I'm hearing stories from people on social media. I'm getting people that's just reaching out to me to tell me that, hey, I'm on the challenge, it's working, it's helping me, and I'm staying focused. Even a lot of my coaching clients are telling me that they're actually doing it. Danielle, thank you, daughter. I see you. She said, yes, we're so close to our goal for this month. Going to go over the goal for the month of January. Congratulations to you. So if you're watching today on this live and you are on the 90-day challenge, if you're seeing some progress, I would love for you to just put in the comments so other people can read to see that you're actually on it. Again, if you're not on the 90-day challenge, just go to Ramonepreston.com/90, sign up, get access to the free 90-day challenge course with the video lessons and modules and the millionaire guide that can help you. Of course, I have other courses and other information that can complement what you're getting from that one course, but we'll talk about that another time. K. Angela Evans said, yes, I'm staying focused. Congratulations, K. Angela, for staying focused. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show up today. And as I promised, I'm going to do my best to show up every Saturday, unless I'm out of town, I'm traveling, and I'm just in meetings and doing business and I can't make it here. Every Saturday at 4 o'clock, I'm going to do my due diligence to show up here. The last 3 Saturdays I have. So we're doing good. All right. And so today, this is officially our week 2 check-in. Okay. So this is our week 2 check-in. We're 2 weeks into the 90-day challenge, and this is officially our check-in. And so the topic centering around this second check-in is really about cash flow, because some of you may not know this, but if you don't, I'm going to inform you. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. And so during this week 2 check-in, I really want to talk to you about how to create a legitimate cash flow cycle. Okay, how do you create a cash flow cycle? And I'm going to be sharing with you some very important yet practical strategies that you can use See, I'm one of those strategy, practical type people where you got to give me something that I can put to practice. I don't like a lot of theories and ideas that I can't really put to practice. So I'm a very strategic and practical person. So I'm going to be sharing with you some very practical strategies that you can implement and execute today, especially if you're tracking along this 90-day $1,000 challenge. So today we're going to talk about how to create a cash flow cycle. How do you create a cash flow cycle? Because remember, cash flow is king. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. How do we create a cash flow cycle? If cash flow is king, how do we actually do it? Well, I'm going to tell you now, the most important way to create a cash flow cycle is to protect. If you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. Protect your income. This is not easy. This is not easy. It is not easy to do. If it was easy to do, everybody would be doing it. Protecting your income is like the most important key to creating a cash flow cycle. Protecting your income. Why is protecting your income like the most important key to creating a cash flow cycle? Well, because your income by far is one of your greatest wealth building tools. So if you're going to get wealthy, or if you want to be a millionaire, or if you just want some level of financial freedom, or if you just don't want to be in debt and overwhelmed, living paycheck to paycheck, having more money than you have money, if you don't want to experience those financial or economic issues, you have to learn to prioritize, but more importantly, protect your income. All right. This is like the biggest key to creating a cash flow cycle. Now, let me explain to you how this works. Okay. Because there are certain layers to creating a cash flow cycle, or in other words, starting that process of protecting your income. So you have your income. This is the money that you bring in, all right? This is your job, this is your business, this is your side hustle. If you're on a fixed income, it doesn't matter where the money is coming from. If you have money coming in to your hands, we're not talking about expenses right now. We're not talking about budgets. We're not talking about the debts and the credit cards and all that stuff. Let's just focus on income for a moment. If you have money coming in right now, okay, that means you have what? You have income. This is all a part of you learning how to get that first $1,000 saved, especially within 90 days. Because if that's going to happen, it's going to begin and end with this, with your income. So any money that you have coming in, that's income. The objective or the goal is for you to figure out how to keep as much as that income liquid, meaning that once you have your expenses paid, you want to end up with some form of cash or a cash equivalent. So remember, I'm not focusing a lot of attention on the expenses right now, because we don't need to get bogged down with expenses. That's a part of managing. That's a part of delaying gratification. That's a part of, budgeting. That's a part of living beneath your means and living on less than what you make. We just want to focus on the main thing right now. Income is the main thing. Any money that you got coming in is income. Whatever money that you have left, if it's liquid, if it's a cash equivalent, then this is the category that it falls into. The goal is to be able to convert as much as your income as possible, money that you got coming in, into free cash, so that it can at some point become cash flow, meaning that it is cash that you can now flow into specific things. Because see, here's what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people, they make income or they have income coming in, especially around tax time. But because they squander their income right here with expenses, many of which are not even important, many of which are not even necessary, they don't end up with a lot of cash. So they don't have anything left. And because they don't have anything left, they can't start the process of flowing what's left into things that can actually start creating financial freedom for themselves. So again, the goal is for you to take the income. Of course, you have to manage those expenses, but we want to liquidate as much as that income minus expenses. We want to create as much cash as we can, or the cash equivalent. And when I say cash equivalent, okay, you're not just walking around with cash. Maybe you have a savings account. Maybe you have money in your active checking account. Maybe you have some credit lines if you're in business and you're able to manage those credit lines that can become cash equivalents. But the goal is to take that income, whatever money you got coming in, after your expenses, to have that free cash available so you can convert that cash into cash flow. Once you start building enough cash that has the ability to flow, because you ain't got to hold it and spend it again. See, a lot of people, they have income, they have expenses, they get a little cash, they hold it temporarily, they never turn it into cash flow. They never put it in a flow, they give it back to expenses. Because the more money most people get, the more things they start spending. So a part of this 90-day challenge is to really help you build the muscle to not go spending money that you shouldn't spend. It's not that you don't have it. It's just that you shouldn't spend it. Okay? Your goal is to try to figure out, how can I go from income to cash? Most people never go from income to cash, meaning that all the money they got coming in, it goes out in expenses, and there's nothing left that they can start putting into a flow. So the perfect sequence for your finances is income, cash flow. Then you're able to create what we call a cash flow plan, meaning that now you are thinking strategically about, what am I going to be able to do with this free cash that I can flow into certain things that can get me to financial freedom? And that ultimately brings you to what we call a cash flow cycle. Once you get to a cash flow cycle, what that means is you're basically rinsing and repeating this process over and over and over and over again. So I hope I'm making sense. So please put in the comments and let me know if you understand what I'm explaining right here when it comes to cash flow is king, and how to create a cash flow cycle, but begin this creation by protecting your income. So now you got to focus on protecting that income. Because see, a lot of people, even though this is like my little rough draft of it, but see, what happens is a lot of people, they get so focused on trying to create a cash flow cycle, meaning that I'm going to go invest in crypto. I'm going to go invest in stocks. I'm going to go invest in this. I'm going to go start this. I'm going to start that. But they have not solidified this sequence enough. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people, don't try to get down to the cash flow cycle where you're creating new financial opportunities, or don't necessarily try to invest money when you haven't even built the muscle to save money. Because the cash level is the level that you really build the muscle. It's the level that you really learn how to delay gratification. Because a lot of people, when they bring income in, when income comes into their life, they let the money come in this way. This is the income that's coming in, right? They let money come in this way, and then they let the expenses take it out. And a lot of times those expenses are not bills. those expenses are not priorities. Those expenses are not emergencies. Those expenses are things that you're doing with your income that you should be delaying so that your income can turn into cash. And it's okay to have cash. It's okay to have cash equivalents, money sitting in the bank, because you're strategic and intentional about turning that cash into cash flow. So you can't really put your cash in a flow to start creating cycles of cash flow because you don't hold on to the cash long enough. You get what I'm saying? So this is literally like the sequence to protecting your income. Remember, I told you, if you're going to create a cash flow cycle, creating your cash flow cycle begins with protecting your income. So you never get here if you never understand this here. And again, I've got clients in my coaching program. I've got students on my online courses that I have personally talked to. I've coached them. I've consulted them. I've talked with them over and over in meetings and workshops and on Zooms, on webinars. Like, I've got so many people that can prove what I'm saying is true, that they don't even have like major incomes. It's not like they making $100,000 a year. It's not like they business making $250,000 a year. Some of them started out on fixed incomes. Some of them started out with just a part-time job. Some of them started out just being stay-at-home parents and were just getting money from their spouse. But it doesn't matter where the money is coming in. Any money that you got coming in, that's income, okay? That's income. And the goal is for you to turn that income into cash, to keep that income as liquid as possible once you pay your expenses. So again, that has a lot to do with you working on those expenses, but it has more to do with you prioritizing your income and wanting that income to be free cash. You want to free your income up. When you free income up, that means you got cash. And once you start accumulating cash, meaning that your savings account is going up, your credit cards or cash equivalent accounts are going up, now you have the ability to use cash into a flow or to put it in a flow. But before you flow it out, you put a plan together, a cash flow plan. Now you have to be strategic about where am I going to put my money? Because sometimes it's better to just leave your money in a savings account until you become a different version of yourself. Sometimes it's better for you to just hold on to doing something, educate yourself more until you have the confidence, until you have the discipline, until you have the stability to put that cash flow into a cycle. But once it starts going into a cycle, what validates it is that it starts creating new income opportunities for you. Okay? So that's the first part. Okay, here's the next part on how you're going to create a cash flow cycle. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple steps. The first thing that you need to do is synchronize. This is the first thing you need to do if you're going to create a cash flow cycle. You need to synchronize, and I should say all your strategies. Okay? You should synchronize all of your income strategies. I want you to write that down. This is the first step to creating a cash flow cycle. Remember, your cash flow cycle is a result of income, cash, free cash flow plan. Then you got cash flow cycle. So it don't just happen overnight. It's a result of you getting really good at converting all the income that you have because you're living on less than what you make. You are delaying gratification. You ain't spending a lot of money on ridiculous stuff. you're educating yourself, you're training, you're developing, you're getting better. And then you get to the cash flow cycle. Here is what you have to do. You have to synchronize all your income strategies. So what do I mean by synchronize? This is the key word, synchronize. Synchronize all your income strategies. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Don't be doing like 20 different things. You have to start narrowing down a few things that are symbiotic. Okay, it's kind of like a school of fish. I come from a place in South Florida where we grew up fishing all the time, right? Okay, so we fish, but there were certain fish that only run in schools. There were certain fish that ran in schools. So that means if I wanted to catch a whiting, I can't be fishing where there are jacks. Or if I wanted to catch a red snapper, I couldn't be over here by the pilings trying to catch a sheephead, because a lot of these fish, they swim in schools. And so you have to train yourself, or for lack of a better way of explaining it, you got to school yourself to synchronize all your income strategies. You can't be trying to do 18 things at one time. Diversification is really not a strategy when you're just getting started to build a foundation financially. Diversification is not really a strategy when you're trying to build a business. Isolation is a better strategy at the beginning than diversification. Do you understand what I'm saying? Isolation. So synchronizing all your income strategies is really looking at what are all the things that I can do, but the main things that I need to do to keep enough money flowing so that my income minus my expenses can turn into more cash. The goal is getting my income to cash so that once I get to the cash flow phases, I have synchronized all my strategies. I'm not burning out. This is why I don't recommend people to get 2 jobs, because a lot of times you're not doing what you're supposed to do financially with your income on 1 job. So getting another job is only going to make you pay more taxes, be tired, be more aggravated, have less time with your family. Like, it's all bad, and you never get anything out of it other than a pay stub that's telling you that you're still broke. So it's better for you to look for synchronized strategies that can feed more income, which may mean lowering certain expenses, but it's not always lowering your expenses. J.K. Forbes, he says, wow, I just caught it. We have bills that are expenses which need to be paid, but we are calling waste as expenses, which is money spent on frivolous things. We need to protect the cash that we waste. That's the game, JK. That's it. That's the game. The game is learning to protect your income. Protect your income. So I'm not spending my money like me and my wife. Every time now we spend a lot of money. We have a lot of expenses. We got a lot of bills. I mean, we run a real organization, so we got a lot of things going on. We got staff, we got salary, we got payroll. But I'm telling you something. As much money that my wife and I have coming in and going out on a day-to-day basis, my wife and I, we know all the way down to pennies, literally in all of our accounts. I don't even know how many bank accounts we got right now, but we know down. I know she definitely knows. Sometimes I don't even know as much she know, but we both know collectively down to pennies how much free cash we have. You know why? Because we're keeping our eyes on this. We know this is our number one wealth building tool. I'm not necessarily going to build wealth off of expenses, but I can't blow all my money on expenses. Okay? So the first thing you need to do is synchronize all your income strategies. Now, if you listened to me last week, there were some different income strategies that I gave you. I gave you a strategy to sell off items if you have items. I gave you a strategy to shift your income, readjust your W-4 form if you're a W-4, W-2 employee, take some time and effort and give for independent service. indefinite scales where you can find an affiliate marketing company or somebody that got products and services that you can sell and get a commission. So there are different ways you can make more income without having to get a second job. If you're a business owner, you got to create products and services, and you have to market, you have to have good offers, and you have to really go hard on your business, but you got to synchronize those strategies. You can't be around here trying to do 100 things. All right. Number two, I'm going to give you the short version of this. You need to set up systems. Okay. You need to set up systems. And let me explain to you what I mean by that, because this is about your money. This ain't really about your business necessarily as it is about your money. So this is not, I'm not talking about setting up an operational system for your business or some type of administrative system or IT system. I'm not even talking about like a CRM for your sales and marketing necessarily. When I say set up a system, I'm talking about setting up systems for your personal and business accounting to monitor your cash, to monitor your money, to monitor what's coming in and what's going out. And you need to set up bank accounts to store your cash for cash flow opportunities. Don't listen to these idiots that's trying to tell you, oh, you don't need to put your money in the bank because the bank ain't paying you enough. You ain't got enough to be paid anyway. So I understand what some people are saying when they say don't give your money to a bank, but temporarily, until you find a flow to put your cash in that can create a cycle, you need to park that money somewhere. And you don't necessarily need to park it in a CD. You don't need to park it in some account, because that's really not a cash equivalent. It's not, sometimes it's not like you can get that money tomorrow or today if an opportunity presents itself. So you need to set up systems. You need to have a financial management system for your personal finances. I already gave you a recommendation. You can use mint.com. For your business, you need QuickBooks. You should be able to sit down today, go on your app, and see how much money you had that came in the first 13 days of this year, how much money went out, and where all that money went. Like, I'm literally in my office today. When I get off this live, I'm going to update all of my books and all of my accounts. Even though I've got people on my team that do it too, I'm going behind them just to see. Because I'm not going to come in my office Monday or wake up Monday. My wife, she gave me a new set of numbers today before I left the house. So I want to know, what have I done the first 13 days of this year? I want to know how much money I had coming in from January 1st to yesterday, how much money went out, and how much money was left. So if I can do it for the first 13 days, don't you think I can do it for the first 13 weeks? If I could do it for the first 13 weeks, I could probably do it for the next 13 months. So you got to make a decision today. If you focusing on your income, even while you're synchronizing income strategies, one of the best ways to stay on top of it is set up systems. You should be tracking all the money you spend. And again, unless you balling out of control, you can't tell me you can't do it, because I'm doing it. And I got like 8 or 9 different accounts. I got several QuickBooks accounts. So I got personal, I got business, but guess what? I still need to know my stuff. And so you got to set up these, okay? Number 3, set aside the money. What is the dollar amount? What is the dollar amount that you have already decided you're going to set aside? Don't cheat yourself on this. Don't cheat yourself on this. Like, if I was in a position where I was just getting started financially, because see, I done did it before. Everything I'm telling you, I've done. But if I was in a position that I was just getting started, and let's say I was on the 90-day challenge and I was trying to save $1,000 in 3 months, which is $333 a month, which is $83 a week. This is week 2. So by now in week 2, you should have 83 times 2 saved. You should be setting aside the money that maps you to 12 weeks. So if you're trying to save 1,000, that would be 83 times 2. So that's 166. So if you are on the $1,000 challenge today, you should have at least $166 set aside. If you don't, what you should be doing between now and Monday is you should be finding something in your house you could go sell, take it to the pawn shop, put it on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace to get that 166. You should punish yourself for not doing something else to get that money and go sell something you love. That's how you should do it, because that's what I've done. I've done it before. There were times I had financial goals, things that I wanted to do, and I didn't do my due diligence to get the money. And guess what I would do? I would pawn stuff. I would sell stuff and say, hey, you know what? This is the price you got to pay, dog, because you ain't do your due diligence. Bruh, this is what you got to do. You didn't find another job. You didn't find another business opportunity. You ain't go work for somebody on your day off. Nah, go find something to sell and get rid of that TV. You get what I'm saying? That's what you should be doing. You need to be holding yourself accountable. And if you're not able to hold yourself accountable and willing to do it, maybe you need to get in a coaching program and get in a group and a community around people who gonna hold you accountable. Because that's what I would do. If you don't have 166, go sell something. I mean, you should go put it on OfferUp today. That's how you do it. Otherwise, set aside the dollar amount. One of my students was telling me the other day that they have extra money, that they can be closer to the 1,000, but because they're following and tracking what I'm showing them, instead of them putting all the money in the account, every week they're putting the $83 in the account because they want to build the money muscle of putting something up every week. I keep telling y'all, if you have not put at least 83 or the whole 166 up in the last 2 weeks, you are failing the challenge. You're not doing what the challenge is intended for you to do, which is to build a money muscle, not just take courses and listen to me run my mouth every day. All right. Number 4, the fourth thing to creating a cash flow cycle. Number 4, you want to store for score. You want to store for score. So what am I referring to when I say store for score? You want to look for opportunities. You want to look for opportunities to start putting money back into things that can give you a better score. I ain't talking about a credit score. This is where your education is so important, because so many people, they want to do better financially, but they don't learn nothing financially. They don't listen to people financially. You ain't going to do better. Like, it ain't going to just come out of the sky and happen for you. All right. Number 5, you want to sow into flows. You want to sow into flows, because now look, if you synchronize all your income strategies and you're trying to figure out new ways to create more income, that could be readjusting your W-4 if you're a W-2 employee. It could be connecting with somebody to get a commission or affiliate marketing. It could be selling products and services online. It could be finding stuff that you own that you can get rid of to make extra money. It could be working for somebody on your day off. It could be a side hustle that you're doing when you off work. It could be, a business opportunity that you are leaning into. Whatever it is, there is money on this planet. There are income opportunities on this planet. You just got to be willing to show up and not stop showing up, okay? So when you start synchronizing, the income column should start going up a little bit. I don't care if it's $10 a day. I don't care if it's $20 a week. The income column should go up. Then you set up your systems and you track all of your activities. If you can't track them every day, I've gotten to a point in my business and life that I really don't track them every day. I got to pay people to track them now. So I pay people to track them, but they give me the updates every day. And it really makes it easier for me because I can't personally do it. But guess what? Up until maybe a year or so ago, I've had to do it all. I've had to do it all. So I know what it feels like to have to do everything, but you just got to do what you got to do until this thing goes up, and then you can afford to give somebody else money to do it. So you set your systems up. Use Mint if you don't have a personal financial management app. Use QuickBooks. By the way, I'm doing a financial workshop next week. You should come to that financial workshop. I'm going to be teaching about finances, money, KPIs, QuickBooks. We're going to show you how to configure QuickBooks, how to set it up. You probably need to be at that workshop that I'm hosting next week. You set up your systems, then you start setting aside money, and you force yourself to set aside this money. Like whatever you need to do to set aside money, don't trick yourself into thinking you cannot put money up. You can put money up. Like, I'm gonna tell you something I did. Like, it was so stupid that something I did, right? But it hit me yesterday and I was like, wow. So I go to the store yesterday, I buy a drink, and I buy the drink, but it's like a, what do you call the drink? What is the drink? I forgot the name of the drink. A vitamin water. It was a vitamin water. So I go to the store, I buy vitamin water, right? But I also have another water bottle. I have another water. Matter of fact, I bought 2 vitamin drinks. I bought 2 vitamin waters. Normally I buy 2 when I walk in there. I bought 2 vitamin waters. So I have another bottled water that I had a little bit of water in it, and I have these are little packets that I put in my water. It makes it looks like Kool-Aid, but it's really like healthy stuff. It kind of curbs your appetite and stuff, so I don't be munching and eating junk food when I'm moving around. And so once I bought the 2 vitamin waters, I realized that I didn't have my packet with me. So I was like, well, let me just pour some of this in my water bottle just to act like I'm curbing my appetite. To make a long story short, I did it and it didn't taste right because it was diluted. So I threw the bottle away, both of the bottles. I threw the one bottle and the water away because I was trying to mix and mingle it. I'm just showing you an example. But I paid like $3. I paid like $3 for the vitamin water. It was like a gas station, a convenience store. But I'm sitting in the car thinking to myself, wow, this is why people lose money a lot. This is why it's hard for people to keep money. I said, because think about it. I didn't even blink to go in there and buy the bottle, the vitamin water. But within 5 minutes of just sitting in the car trying to create this potion, with more water, I ruined it, and I just basically took it and threw it in the garbage. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, you just took, I'm asking myself, at the time, would you take $3 out of your pocket and throw it in the garbage? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. And I'm thinking, you got to do better, bruh. You gotta think, man. Like, you could have just waited till you got home because you got some at home. But you just not thinking, you rushing and you tired and you not focusing. Slow down, bruh. You just gave away $3, like literally threw it in the trash. And I felt it like, man, I could have just took $3 out of my pocket and put it in the garbage can. It was the same thing. The only difference is I gave it to the convenience store person. They gave me an item and I put the item in the trash can. It was stupid. It was ridiculous. So you want to set up these systems to track it, but you want to set your money aside and you want to store for a score. You want to start thinking about, what are the things that I can start putting money into that can help move me forward? This is where sowing is actually a biblical principle. Sowing is a biblical principle. If you saved and you're a Christian and you in like New Testament Pentecostal churches, you know about that word sow. Because we love to sow. We pay our tithes, we give offerings, but then we sow them seeds. We give people, we be a blessing to people. Well, you need to sow into flows. You need to sow into flows. What are some flows? Flows are things that move you closer to your wealth. So what can I put money in that flows me, moves me closer to wealth? Of course, spiritual giving That's one. But also, you need to find education, proximity. Maybe it's people, staff, systems, processes. But don't hold on to some of this money that you need to be carving out to store, set aside and store to put in a score. This is a missing element that a lot of people are not utilizing, and it's affecting how they move forward financially. So I would love to hear some feedback from you. I want you to put in the comments for this week 2 check-in. What was your biggest takeaway? What did you hear today that you feel like, wow, that was a good point that he made? Because when I do all this talking, you might not hear everything, but it may be that one thing that you heard and you're like, wow, that made a lot of sense and I need to apply it. So I would love for you to put in the comments what's your biggest takeaway. And I told you that I was gonna give an announcement just in case you're not on my email list. We just sent a mass email out to everybody in our community. And the email was a big announcement that we have restructured our payment plan options for our coaching program, our mentorship program, and our Millionaire Blueprint. So if you've been interested in being a member of our mentorship program, or if you've had interest in joining our Millionaire Blueprint program because you want to get educated, I want you to reach out to me. We have payment plan options for our mentorship program, a coaching program for 1 year for as low as $169 a month. Did you hear me? $169 a month. We have payment plan options for our mentorship program, a coaching program where you get access to my Millionaire Blueprint, weekly coaching calls. You can come to a couple of our workshops, and you can visit my headquarters for our HQ days for as low as $169 a month. We're also working with people that are already in our community to give you an option to pay as low as $99 a month for our Millionaire Blueprint. So think about it. I want you to really listen to what I'm saying right here, because this is a big deal. I'm really trying to help some people. So I want you to see this. So I have 2 signature programs, okay? I have the Millionaire Blueprint, which is our online training program, okay? This is a 1-year online training program teaching you the ins and outs of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, how to start and structure holding companies, real estate investing, goal setting, systems and processes, sales and marketing. It's a real Millionaire Blueprint. Like everything that I put in that program, in this program called the Millionaire Blueprint, if you learn them and you put them to practice, it will become a blueprint for you to become a millionaire, literally. So we're extending offers now for people in our community. I don't know if you're on my email list or you're in our business community, but we have some offers that could get you access to the Millionaire Blueprint for as low as $99 a month. Like if you can't afford to pay $100 a month to get $1 million worth of game, I don't know what to tell you. But then we have our Millionaire Mentorship program. This is a 1-year coaching program. And this program offers you workshops, weekly coaching calls. We just added some more benefits to it. We added a coaching and consulting course. We added a coaching, a 1-day boot camp for people who want to become coaches and consultants. We also added a business incubator training day to walk you through the 20-step process that we use to start, structure, and scale businesses. VIP workshops for sales, marketing, finances, operations. It's loaded for as low as $169 a month. So all you need to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Because if you're like me and you don't want to be broke and you don't want to struggle and you don't want to keep spinning your wheels with a business idea, you're going to have to get educated. And I have gone through the grueling process for the last 20 years to create programs that will give you the principles and the strategies and solutions you need to actually be financially free and have a successful business. So just text the word millionaire if you would like to know more about these payment options and how you can get onboarded very easily and quickly. Thank you, daughter Danielle. She said her takeaway is making sure we have systems in place, even in our personal finances. So I hope you all enjoyed week 2 of our 90-day challenge check-in. And as I said, every Saturday around 4:00 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to do my best to show up live and to give you some practical tools and tips that you can use for the week. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything that you need some information on, don't hesitate to text millionaire to this number or just call this number. We're available today to speak with you, and we would love to have an opportunity to hear your story on what you're doing to take your business and your finances to the next level. So thank you. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you next Saturday, 4:00 p.m. here. And for those of you that watch the Ramonepreston show through the week, we'll be live Monday at 12:00 noon Eastern. Have an amazing